Good evening, everyone. It's about 9 o'clock, I think, something like that. I just got home. Just realized I didn't go on today yet. It's been a busy day again, as typical lately. It seems. Still working on that apartment. Oh my heavens! I tore up a vinyl floor in the bathroom today. Got rid of all the garbage and fixed the toilet. Yay for me! So I don't have to call the plumber because I thought maybe there was a little leak in there, but it seems to be working just fine. So how cool is that? Saved a few bucks. And I don't know, for some reason I just keep thinking about a phrase that, well, people in recovery use it anyways. It's called keep it simple. So I'm not sure how many are familiar with it that are listening here today or will listen later. But one of the things I like about Keep It Simple is just a process, I think, of just doing the next right thing and not going too far in my head about what has to happen after that. So for me, keeping it simple is sometimes just making that phone call right now, done, off my to-do list. I don't really do a to-do list. I have a to-done list. I'm done. I think of it, I do it. I don't put it on a list anywhere anymore. There was times actually for years back in the day, like probably 30 years ago, maybe even 40 years ago now that I think about it. I used to have a to-do list. So I would write down all these things that I wanted to get accomplished, and I would check them off, and then you'd add more things to it. But one of the things that a to-do list does is it's never ending, right? It's just there's always something to do. So now that I use the program slogan, keep it simple, I've decided that the easiest way for me to do things is to just do them. If they come into my mind, I do it, and I'm done. So today, when I was, working on some of the projects that I work on, you're busy doing something physical. Your mind doesn't have to really concentrate on that. So you can do something physical, and then something comes in your head, and you can make that phone call, send that text, or shoot off an email to somebody if it's important. And that's one of the things that I do then. So it seems that I get a lot more accomplished, and I have a much better day, and I don't have anything hanging over me. If something does come up that I feel like is important, I will just either write it on my calendar. I'm an old school girl here, so I keep a physical calendar, and I put it on the calendar. But then, sometimes those things don't always happen either, because something else happens before I get to it, and that's just how my day goes. But that's okay too, because you know what? There's always tomorrow. And if it's not supposed to happen that day, then it doesn't happen that day, and I just let it be. So I think that's one of the things that I plan on doing is continuing that process, because for me it works. It may not work for other people. I don't know. Some people need to have lists and need to have to-do things. Hi, Amber. And it's important for them to kind of have an idea how their day is going to go. For me, not so much. I kind of just do my day as it happens. And I do whatever comes in front of me next. So today I ended up, like I said, working on that property. I showed the apartment to somebody that was looking for a room to rent. Ended up cleaning some stuff out of the basement, throwing it in the dumpster. So I actually got quite a few good things done. I also had time to visit my one of my granddaughters, the 4-year-old. And the first thing she had to do, of course, was jump on, grab my hand and show me her garden and show me her bird bath and show me around the yard. And this is where the foxes come. And, there's a coyote out there and those kinds of things. It's always exciting. So I love it when she wants to show me all her stuff. Of course, she wanted to go with me when it was time for me to leave. Unfortunately, I couldn't take her with me. Hey, Hannah. And because I had to go, like I said, do those things over the apartment. So, but I'm hoping to perhaps see her tomorrow and spend some more quality time with her. So as my day goes forward, I ended up having dinner with my mom tonight, which was great. So for me, like I said, keeping it simple really has to do with doing the next right thing, going forward with that process. Things come into my head. One of those prayers I had told you guys about a while back seems to really work for me is tell me where to go, who to see, what to say, and when. You can use my higher power, you can use God, you can use infinite intelligence, you can ask the universe to do those things for you or help you through that process. And that's part of kind of putting it in God's hands, or putting it in putting the energy out there that you want this to happen, or you want things to happen the way that they're supposed to happen, not necessarily the way you think they're supposed to happen, if that makes any sense. So in other words, you don't have to plan every single thing. You can allow for spontaneity. You can allow for, hey, Jim, saw you guys went out on the boat with the baby. How cute was that? You can allow for, things to happen that you didn't expect, that were kind of like bonuses for your day, which is always a nice surprise, right? Matter of fact, that happened to me yesterday. I ended up, with the COVID, our organization, Holistic Community Professionals, we have a Holistic Community Professionals organization, and we're putting on an expo. You might want to put it on your calendar if you're in Connecticut, August 23rd. It'll be at the Hilton in Bristol. And they are giving businesses and organizations that need them a thermometer. So, we can scan people as they come in. I don't know if that's going to even be necessary at that point, but if we are needing to do that, we will be able to do that. So I went yesterday to go pick that up. I had gotten a kind of a surprise email at like 4:00 in the afternoon. And again, that's something that I didn't anticipate. I had signed up for it, but I didn't know who was going to contact me, when it was going to happen. I didn't know how it was going to happen, and I just happened to check my email late in the afternoon and saw that, and she said she'd be there till 6, so I went down to the chamber and went and catch up with her. And it was great because we had a really, what am I going to say, engaging conversation, I'm going to say. For about 45 minutes, actually. It was not just a, pick up the thermometer and leave. Everything about, holistic things, what our organization does, the types of people that we have in it. We have naturopaths, we have MDs, we have chiropractors, we have people who do body work, massage therapists, and Reiki, and people who do natural products and organic products. So if you guys want to ever connect with anybody that's good quality people, on the website, it's yourholisticcommunity.org. You can find a whole bunch of people there. And so we were talking about that, and there was a few things she was interested in, and we ended up talking about that. And then we ended up talking about her sister, who has written a few books and does a lot of really natural stuff. If you've ever seen Deirdre Coleman Imus, and she has some great books out there. I'm just going to wave to a couple people here. Jumping on, Heather, Marcia, hi. And, she built the whole Hackensack Medical Center using green products. They use green cleaning products in there. They even insulated with denim, which is, I don't know if you're familiar with that, but that's a green product that has no toxicity. Like some people do have issues with spray and foam, or even fiberglass, regular insulation that goes in the walls. People do have issues with those things. They did it all with, it's basically denim rags that are torn up. and they have more density and a higher R value than that same amount of actually regular insulation, which, how cool is that? Oh my gosh, look who came on. Hi, Melanie. Happy birthday, girl. Did you hear me call you out this afternoon on my phone? I gave you a big old happy birthday song. It's her birthday today. So, you know, when she wrote a couple of the books that she wrote, which I do have, you know, there's a lot of things that you can learn from somebody else who's gone through doing all the research so that you don't have to. And how great is that? And I think it's wonderful, you know, so this conversation kind of went on. That's why it went for so long. Literally, the only reason it probably ended was because another lady came in for her thermometer. So I was like, okay, I got to go. And took up enough of her time. But it was just a great interlude to the day yesterday. And, you know, that happens to me on a pretty regular basis. And it was really great to just connect with somebody who, you know, was looking for this kind of information and is very interested in holistic and natural products. Matter of fact, we talked about different things that some of the practitioners that we have in our organization and the different therapies that they do. So it's kind of nice when, you know, you can help somebody connect with what they're looking for. I'm always happy to do that. So for me, going back to the keep it simple idea, or the keep it simple slogan, if you will, it really sometimes just happens. Like something comes up, you just make that new decision and then you go forward with it, and something else happens that's really spectacular. Like in my mind, it was spectacular anyways. Just I love engaging conversations like that. It was just really nice. And I guess I'm kind of a people person. So anybody who knows me knows that. So I was really happy to, you know, make that connection yesterday. So, and it happens on a pretty regular basis, you know, wherever I go, whatever I'm doing, either I get the phone call or I get a text or I get an email or something like that. And then that connection is made with somebody else. So, for me, keeping it simple, kind of frees my brain up frees my brain up so that I don't get caught up with a big to-do list or feeling like I'm never done. And I think that was the thing that used to happen back in the day, is I always felt like, oh, I'm never going to finish this list. Like, am I ever going to finish this list? Is it never going to be done? Am I ever going to cross everything off? And now I don't have to, because I either do it right then or it's something that can wait. So keep it simple, think about what I want to do and move forward with it, and then allow the things that are going to happen naturally in my life on a daily basis to happen and bring me to where I need to go. I always feel like I want to be directed by, you know, infinite source, energy, God, whatever you want to call that energy, and make that as kind of the place where I come from to go to what I need to do that day. So that's what keep it simple means to me. I love the concept, because before I used to complicate the hell out of everything. And I was always feeling under pressure. I was feeling like I wasn't measuring up, that I wasn't doing enough, or I wasn't getting enough done, or whatever you want to call it. And now I don't have that anymore. It didn't happen overnight. It took a long time, and it was definitely something I had to work at, practice at. Like not allowing myself to get caught up in that craziness of feeling like there was so much more to do. So that's one of the things that I kind of like about that. And you know what? Sometimes it's about just, like, for me anyway, keeping it simple also has to do a lot with being present. Like, I'm here right now. Yes, I'm going to take a shower when I get done here, but that's what's going to happen after I'm done here on Facebook. And so I don't have to think about that, because I know it's going to be something that I'm going to do. But it's nice to know that, you know, I don't have to think about all the things that maybe I'm going to either do tomorrow or even later tonight if I'm going to do other stuff, so that I can just free up my brain to allow messages to come to me, to allow people who are going to maybe call me, or people who are going to leave information for me somewhere or whatever, that I don't have to feel. I think the feeling I used to have was of I guess some anxiety around not getting things done, you know, and that's kind of gone. So it's a good feeling because when you're present and you're like right here, right now, you guys. I didn't even show you my Buddha. Here's Happy Buddha. Can you see him? Oh, it's really dark. I got the lights on the other side here. I don't even know if you can see him. Not too good, probably. I don't think so. Anyways, because he's dark, like a burnt orange red color. Anyways, he's right here. And you've seen him probably on camera before when it was not so dark. But being present is a huge thing. And if you're having trouble with that, if you have difficulties being like where you are and keeping your head, you know, where you are, you can watch some of the YouTube videos with Eckhart Tolle or other people who do, you know, meditation kinds of things. Maybe that would help you. My favorite meditation, I don't know if I've shared this before. I might have, maybe early on the early walk and talks. My favorite meditation is super simple. So, like I'm right. Let's just do it right now. So I'm right here, right now. I don't have to worry about it if I close my eyes. It's not like I'm driving or anything, right? So I close my eyes, and then I just listen to the sounds around me. And I bring my focus to those sounds. So I don't try to empty my head because that's not possible. I don't think anybody can ever empty their head. Maybe a guru or a Buddha or somebody, a monk, somebody who's been practicing for, 40 years might be able to empty their head. But for me, it doesn't happen. It might not for you either. And if it doesn't, this is the thing that I do. So you just close your eyes, which I'll do right now, and then you just listen to the sounds around you. So like if I stop talking, I'm sure you can hear all those sounds. So a car just drove by, a truck drove by. Prior to that, I heard fireworks. There was somebody talking on the sidewalk. And then what I do is I bring my attention to that noise, and then I bring my attention, my focus back to myself. So I constantly do that. I bring it back and forth between outside of myself, what's around me, so what's surrounding me. Like if a dog barks or if a car goes by or you hear fireworks or, whatever you hear, that's okay. You focus on that noise, that sound, whatever it might be, and then you bring it back to yourself again. So try doing that for maybe like 10 minutes and see how that works for you. Because I find that if I do that, I do get thoughts, and sometimes I write them down. If there's something that comes into my head that I feel like it's important enough to write it down, I always have something with me when I do my meditation, and I write it down, and then I let it be. I just let it be there, and then I go right back into the meditation again. So that's my meditation that someone gave me like a long time ago that has been probably the most productive type of meditation that I've ever been able to do, because a lot of times I would do meditations and I would fall asleep or I would drift off into who knows where I was, and then eventually, if it's a guided meditation, I would just be gone. Like I don't know where I went, but I wasn't here anymore. I wasn't being present at all. And not that it's a bad thing. I think guided meditations are great. But for me, I like this one the best because I really feel like I'm able to connect in better for what I'm looking for, which is my own personal messages or thoughts or things that I want to remember to, either do them or focus on them. So that's it. That's kind of it in a nutshell. That type of a meditation is what works for me. So if you try it, let me know how you like it and see if it's something that you enjoy. Some people have a real hard time just being present to themselves. I don't anymore, but that didn't happen overnight either. So all of life is always about learning more about yourself. So if you're open to learning more about yourself, the challenges that will bring you the new information will come. You go through that challenge and then you have new information about yourself. So it's kind of cool how that works, right? And I hope you have a great evening. The sun is long gone in Connecticut anyway. So we got a few more people to wave to. I'll do that before I sign off here. And just wanted to let you guys know that the sun is always shining, just like infinite source and intelligence always has your back. It's always around you. And even though the sun isn't present here at this very moment, we know it's always shining. It's got to be there somewhere or we wouldn't be alive on the planet. So I always think of that as our ultimate resource of energy. So I will talk to you again, guys, tomorrow. I love you. I hope you have a good evening. And signing off for now. Bye.